Alexa, what's my arena rank in Galaxy of Heroes?
Your arena rank is 1. Your ship rank is 38.
Don't listen to the ship rank part. How about that? Isn't that cool?
That's cool, man. I gotta get my Alexa to
big props to my buddy Sig on Discord. He actually helps me with a lot of things behind the scenes with my top 25 poll and stuff. And he sent me a Discord message recently. He's like, "Hey Cubs, check this out. Ask Alexa what your arena rank is." And you can enable this skill through Amazon Alexa. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that on Reddit. That's super awesome, man. I work from home quite a bit, so it's nice to just not have to pull up my phone and just ask Alexa.
Just ask. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Obviously, we got Urza here again. Urza, welcome to the channel. If you guys haven't seen the first half of this video, link is down below in the description. We already covered 3 topics. We're talking all things Darth Revan right now. Obviously, let's see. When are we releasing this? On Sunday?
Sunday.
It was Darth Revan Eve, and we have got a lot of panic on how much gear is going to be needed for this event. Well, we need gear 12, and Carrie is the one who really, I think, caused the panic because of this tweet right here. She says, "I saw an interesting breakdown on Reddit of all the times you use the words very difficult, and I did the same thing on my channel. It was just basically Chewbacca and C-3PO's events, which were very difficult." And then she says, "In all seriousness, though, I can't speak to anyone's particular skill, nor do I want to try. It will be quite challenging." So, Urza, what are you thinking about this? Is your sphincter tight?
Very tight, Cubs. No. I'm thinking it's going to be G12. It's got to be G12. We've had a little bit longer here. I'm going to be the guy that's going to upset a lot of people here and just say G12. I think all these characters are pretty useful. Say what you want about Juhani being kind of the weak link here. Yeah. I like Juhani. I mean, I think any modern day tanks. I wish he had a variable taunt. She can't fit under a Basti lead and auto taunt at the beginning of the match. I do like that. Right. I think all modern day tanks are pretty useful. So I'm okay with G12ing all these guys. I feel like I don't know. What do you think?
So here's the one distinction. So I was actually really pretty convinced that we were going to have a full Gear 12 needed event based on the very difficult language, but somebody pointed something else out to me that I thought was interesting in the comment section. I went in and verified that the Chewbacca event and the C-3PO event both actually went on after saying they were going to be difficult events and clarified that they were going to need gear requirements they were going to need heavy gear requirements. This did not say that, and Carrie didn't say that here either. And so while I do think, she says the event's going to be challenging, they say it's going to be very difficult, there still isn't a mention that you're going to have super high gear levels. And so I'm holding hope. That I don't need full Gear 12 for this. But I would definitely be ready to put that gear on your characters, maybe farm it and then equip it after the fact if you end up needing it. There's a good chance it's going to be pretty difficult. I'm planning on at least Gear 10 for all my characters.
All right, so I have a post up here from Reddit that talks about the gear requirements for Gear 12. It is, so for Karth, HK-47, Basti, Darth Basti, Canderous, and Juhani, it is 26 Carbanti. 26.
That's a lot of Carbanti.
That's a lot of Carbanti. Juhani with 3. With 7. HK was 6. Canderous was 6.
I'm stuck right now. I'm gearing up my own Canderous right now. He's stuck at Gear 7. I've got 4 pieces of gear to put on him still. I've got a hypo syringe I still need. I've got a stun cuff, a freaking furnace, and a freaking, let's see, what's this other one? A Carbanti, and a stun gun. So there's just and that's just to get him to Gear 8. So
he's a rough gear. So let me just read this to you: 26 Carbanti, 13 stun guns, 13 cuffs, and 10 implants, the golden eyeballs. So
let's hope that we don't need full Gear 12 for this. But even for a lot of those events, even like the Ewok event with C-3PO, a lot of us found ways around it without Gear 12. It was just a big headache to do so, and you had a lot of RNG components necessary to fall in place. So we will see, Urza. We'll see here tomorrow around this time as we're, doing the event. I guess we'll know a bit better then.
Yes.
So, as with any meta shift, we've got the kit now. We still have yet to see the actual damage numbers and how all the synergies come together against Revan in action. We've just basically seen animations and text on a page. But whenever we get a big shift like this with the meta, the power creep discussion comes up. Is the power creep too much? Is it too soon? What are some alternatives to this? How can we mitigate this? What do you think is currently the issue here? Or do you think that there's a power creep issue with Darth Revan, or do you think it's fine?
I think so. This is what I think. The original power creep that happened in this game for me was when CLS came out. When he
completely
first came
agree.
Out, it was just absolutely insane. If you did not have CLS, you were done in arena.
You're done.
You were done. You were just flat out done. Yeah. And I think the next big jump in power creep, I thought Traya was pretty strong, but...
Oh, okay, you disagree. I was going to say Traya.
No. She was pretty ridiculous, yeah. I mean, if you didn't have Traya, that was a pretty big jump.
She was bonkers, man. So, okay,
it was bonkers.
But you think somebody else, though? You think Revan?
But I would say Jedi Knight Revan was by far the most intense power creep we saw. Do I think they will go that far this soon? No, I don't. I think it's going to be rock, scissors, paper ultimately, with Darth Revan being the offensive version that people want, so they can just not have to deal with these mirror matches with Jedi Knight Revan, and it's going to be just a ton of offense and get these things down quick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm leaning toward. But, I look at the kit, I look at all this stuff, and it looks pretty bananas, man. I don't know. What are you thinking?
So here's something I think that is interesting. This team looks very offense-heavy to me, like you just mentioned. We look at ferocity, for example, and you see the 8% offense and potency. It's like, holy crap. But before that, minus 15% defense and minus 15% tenacity per stack. So you get 5 stacks of ferocity there. That's a lot of defense and tenacity coming off. You're going to be able to land those debuffs pretty quickly. Obviously, those can work against you, but then also defense. So I think that this team, while, it's got obviously a ton of utility here, I'm not saying that they're not going to be meta, because I do think they will. I think it's built to be an offensive juggernaut, but maybe a glass cannon that has counters, maybe CLS with enough DPS. If you can burn quickly, we'll be able to counter this. I don't know, but I'm going to yield my opinion until I can actually see the team in action and see how it works. But one thing that I will say that I say to everyone who brings this up is at Capital Games, they've got a whole team called the Game... I think they're called the Game Balance Specialists, the GBS team.
Yeah, yep, I've heard of them.
Their whole job... Yeah, I've heard those guys. Their whole purpose in existing is to balance the power creep and the whole, balance of the game in several different ways. I won't pretend to know what their job descriptions are, but that's kind of my, impression of what they exist for. This is going to be top of their priority list. And so I think it's understandably difficult to take, a meta and you have to replace it, because the same people who are saying there's too much power creep are also saying they're tired of Jedi Revan, right? And so how do you satisfy both camps? Is what I would pose to you guys. And so to me, I think it's top of their priority list. I don't think this absolutely looks like just the most ridiculous power creep ever. I'm going to wait and see what it looks like, but I also kind of have empathy for the dilemma that the game balance specialists are in. To me, I think Darth Revan, it just really depends on what text ends up getting the Zeta. Based on this, his Zetas are going to be on his leader and his 2 unique abilities. And all of those, the full text looks dope. I'm going to want everything in there. And so, unless they give us something kind of weak, for the Zeta upgrade itself in there, maybe you'll be able to cut on some of them. But I think we're going to you're definitely going to want the leader ability Zeta. I think, again, depending on where they put it. But anything that's going to bring the whole team together is going to be crucial. And then I'm going to say at least all 3 on Darth Revan to start with. But remains to be seen, where's the upgrade?
Now, let me ask you a question, Cubs. Are you going to be going... What is the team you're looking at here? Because they have 5 other Sith Empire Is it going to be Marauder or Sassy, or are we pulling out the Trooper there with no tank? What do you think?
Here's what I'm curious about. We have got Sith Trooper, I think, seems like a given to me. We need a good tank, and then I think HK and Basla are going to be a given. Sith Assassin and Marauder seem okay to me, but they're not really touching them, and it begs the question to me, why are they not touching them? And to me, it makes me think the 5th may be yet to come, my friends. Darth Malak! You heard it here first.
Now, do you foresee a situation where we're going to be returning the Jawa engineer meta here with assist? Now, hear me out. Sassy with her base speed. Will we get back to whoever has the fastest Sassy's going to win, or is it going to be the fastest Darth Revan, whichever base speed is higher? Do you foresee that?
I think, I don't know. It just depends on where Darth Revan's speed is at, his base speed. How fast will he be?
Yeah, I just wonder if that's what we're going to return to.
Yep.
Just a meta where it's that first opening move, and then you go, and then there's really no catching the team.
I hope. Well, I think with the defense penetration, hopefully from an offensive perspective, it won't be as miserable on the mirror match as it was for Jedi Revan, but that remains to be seen. All right, my friends, thanks so much for joining us for this video. Urzatron, always a pleasure to have you on the channel. And any parting thoughts for the lovely ladies and gentlemen out there before you go back to your Captain Morgan?
Get your red lightsabers out, boys and girls, because we are heading back to a Sith meta, our Sith Empire meta, a new version.
All right. Here we go. And more Sith meta. Yay. There's so much rejoicing. Old Republic. Yay. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm going to end this video. And as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.